If only smell-o-vision was a real thing, people. There's an event serving up some tasty treats along Newport's riverfront. Starts tomorrow. It's the 14th annual Glier's Goettafest. It runs through the weekend, features almost 40 different Goetta recipes, as well as a Goetta coney eating contest. And here to tell us more about it, we have Dan Glier, owner of Glier's Goetta, and George Phelps of Chili Rocks. Guys, God bless you for being here today, because it smells amazing. And Dan, I was just saying to you, it's got to be somewhat amazing to see how this festival has grown. I mean, people love this thing.
That's right. Yes.
And what can people expect when they come down? Obviously, a lot of good
Obviously,
food.
lots of good food.
Yeah.
Each of our vendors has 3 different Goetta items, 2 non-Goetta items, and 1 dessert item. So we got lots of really, really good food.
Are there any options this year that made you go, wow, that's a little different?
Greek,
okay.
Greek this year is a little different.
Okay.
Annie's Mediterranean is there with some fish Goetta foods. So.
Leave it to Andy to come up with something like that. I love it. And George, you're cooking up all kinds of great things. There's a contest again this year. You break it down for me from the Chili Rock standpoint.
Okay. On each end, we've got a stack of 6 Goetta cheese conies.
Yes,
we use a Goetta breakfast link, which we exclusively use here in Cincinnati for Chili Rocks. So we'll have a contest where the fastest person to eat 6, totally consume 6 of those, will win $50 and a few other things we got in there for prize-wise.
Sure.
And then, so that's what the focus on the corners are.
Okay.
The rest of this is actually new stuff that I've been developing with buskins.
Okay.
And I call them dessert entrees.
Dessert entrees, Dan. Are you hearing this?
Okay.
What are we doing here?
One of the issues we always had was we do everything about chili, but we're required to have a dessert item, so I decided to combine the 2 together.
Why not?
Because now you basically got your bread group, you got your meat group, and you got your dairy group all in one. And you eat it as a single sandwich. So what we have here...
that is the Cincinnati food pyramid. I think we just decided that. That's good.
So we have 3 different versions of that, and we're using the combination of the apple walnut bread and the cinnamon swirl bread, which is featured by Buskins, and they actually donated all the breads for me to put this thing together. But the first one here is a turkey. So in the center here there's a turkey patty in the middle of your sandwich.
Okay.
The second one is a ham melt. So that's a ham, cinnamon swirl ham melt.
Okay.
And then the third one is a cinnamon swirl Goetta melt. And then...
And what's going on? I don't mean to distract, but what's happening over here?
This one here is probably the sweetest sandwich imaginable.
I'm going to grab this one so we can get a good look at it, okay?
What this is what I call a Goetta Gator.
Goetta Gator. Okay.
So what we do with this is we use the alligators, the mini alligators that are that Buskins features. We put 2 different cheeses on it and a slab of Goetta in between it.
Yeah.
And then
you should definitely do that.
Looks like a dig.
Yeah, it's extremely sweet.
And you know what? I'm going to take a bite of this. I know we've got to wrap up, but Dan, break down all the details of Goettafest. What do people need to know? Where do they need to show up, and when do they need to be there?
Newport on the Levee, starting Thursday the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Come and enjoy with about 200,000 of your closest friends.
Sounds like a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal, too. Thank you. God bless both of you for being here today.
Thank you very much.
Hey, you know what? It's hopefully going to be a nice weekend to come out and see some Goetta things and, eat them, too.